How you guys doing today? Welcome back. Today is Friday, June 18th. Fuck. What a sell-off. Well, this is what happens. You know, you get high up on the indexes, you get too cocky, and then you get burned. No, not really though. If you have proper risk management, yeah, you're probably red this week, but again, you're not bag holding, so it's not a bad thing to have it all as a goal. So it was a bit rough. The last 3 days have been fairly brutal for a lot of people, myself included. Not great, but again, we're getting down to where great deals will be happening. So with that being said, on Fridays, we do our review show. We talk about all the stocks we picked the last 2 weeks. It's a good 80 or so we go through. The flat 2 weeks ago picks when I was on vacation, we'll go through those quickly, see which ones are still viable, which ones are winners, and then again this week, which ones are still viable, winners and losers. Of course, this week, there will be more losers. I think this week in particular, I had 47% were non-consequential winners, and then 48 to 50%, 41 to 59, 45 to 55. Anywhere in there was a spread this week for winners or losers, more losers than winners. But again, it's not bad, especially in a big red week like this. The other weeks are usually 75, 85% winners, but the last 2 weeks have been fairly brutal with a huge sell-off. With that being said, subscribe, like it, come on through. We love having people come through. This is how I keep honest and keep everyone else honest, so people know they're not lying about what I'm doing. It shows the exact things I'm talking about, and it's a good habit to have. With that being said, let's check out the major indexes real quick, which is a rarity. We don't do that often, but I want to do it real quick with you guys, and let's check these picks out. Again, let's get into it. Off the bat is the S&P. What's going to be really interesting to see is this structure. I always operate under the fact that this price structure is true. As soon as this breaks, like it did over here, I'd be like, oh shit, because that's when we have to see a new price structure possibly taking place. It happened with the Russell 2000. The Russell was uptrending beautifully, like the other indexes, and then it broke and now it's going sideways. And again, we've adjusted, and now we have a great sideways horizontal channel play off of. We can see we're getting great deals. I mean, we were up here, all right? We're coming back down here. I see no reason we're not going to be coming down to at least 2,200. Let's go a little bit farther. Maybe we'll get some bounces in there, but we're coming down. The S&P the same exact way. Again, if you're Mr. Big Scary Pants, sure. But again, we're getting towards, if you again keep price action in mind, like this is a proper price structure that's going to stay, we're getting into great deal territory. Find your supports, find your trend lines. The indexes don't really follow that. Of course, there may be some worse times coming. It is what it is. Let's make our 5% line. I make this line because it shows where 5% pullback would be. It should be right about there. So, once we get to this line, right about this area, we're going to have a problem. If we break this, that's a 5% pullback. That's a historical pullback. It doesn't happen very often. We should become concerned because it takes about a month for us to recover. But, we're getting into good deal territory for the S&P. The NASDAQ, again, given this channel like this, of course, we have plenty of room to run up, but I don't think we're going to, given the S&P is showing some complete weakness. It's pulling back not as hard, but, we're going to have some pullback soon. We'll see what happens. The Russell, again, nice channel play. We're in the middle. I think we can go either way, but I think we're going to go down a little more. And then the Dow 30, because the financial sector is just tanking hard. I mean, XLE, brutal. XLF, real brutal. XLB, extra brutal. XLI, super brutal. So we're having a bunch of sell-offs. What do you do? So I think the main thing here is you have to look for value, but again, there's no point catching falling knives. If you think the whole thing's coming down, you have two options: sit on your hands and your ass, or put options and short. It is what it is. There'll be some going long situations. I'll probably find some more shorts as we go through this. But if you're going to go long, you have to have faith in it. But if you have no faith in major indexes or sectors, why are you even buying in? So again, you may want to wait for some deals, wait for some life. It is what it is. With that being said, let's check out 2 weeks ago picks and see how they did. First was BKD. Oh snap, big winner. We're talking almost 31%. Big dub. CWH, loser. Now again, let's go back. All right, I didn't call it 24 days ago. I called it here. Okay, it went up 3%. Your worst case, you would hopefully be breaking even or having a small loss. But again, a loss is a loss. I mean, I'm not saying that you would take a 13% loss. You would take like a 1 or 2% loss, but an L is an L. Foot Locker, again, you would have bought in. You would have been in about 2.5% and then sell off. It is what it is. What are you going to do? GRPN, once again, you would have bought in around the support area. You would have been hopefully in about 4 or 5%. Seeing red coming in the markets, taking a profit. But again, I'm not a hack. It's a loss. It didn't hit my price target. It's a winner. If it's price target, it's a loser if it doesn't. And that's how it goes. You know, no in between. And so I could have said, well, actually, you would have won, blah, blah, blah. I don't move goalposts. It's an L, even though you were up. Nuva has done almost nothing. It came down right to where we said it's going to come down to in this area. You'd be about, you know, it hit price target. We'll give that a dub. It's right there. Good call. PSTX, you know, a nice big move up. We talked about 15% or so. Big move. PSTX. Come back down to value. A good play. SP, another close one, but we got in there. All right, we got in there. That's math right there, boys. My 2 cents. We got in there. And again, you would have been up here and would have been considered taking profits. Good move. VLRS, a great move once again. This one actually withstand fairly well, 15% move. Good move overall. VMC, womp womp. Again, you probably would have bought in, you know, at the bottom of the channel right about here. You know, you probably would have been like, oh, look at that. But then I'm not going to count that. That's not really fair. Moved up 1 or 2%. Worst case, you would have been down 1 or 2%. No big deal, but it's still an L. AVT, real close. I mean, you would have been up almost 2.5%. Again, that's an L. That's 8 cents off. I didn't do the math right. We're off. F. EAF, again, a beautiful setup that just tanked. It is what it is. LH, non-consequential. Doesn't go either way. It hasn't broken stop loss. Hasn't gone above this. This is a do nothing. That's okay. MDT is a dub. Again, like, well, it broke down. All right, I said it's a long-term hold. With long-term holds in mind, we want to hold them for longer. It's a green one, but again, the long-term move we want to see in the 130s, 140s at least. So again, it's a win, but not a big one. MOS, an L, but again, you would have been up hopefully 2%, at least at one point. Again, worst case, you lose 1 or 2% of your profit. That's okay. NWS was a win. 15 days ago. Okay, right here. We called it. You would have bought at the top of the load-in zone. That's okay. Moved up hopefully about 6%, got it out, made your money. Looking good. Surf is an L. I called it early, but again, down here, it's very viable. I mean, this is a good place to buy in a surf. Check it out. I like it a lot down here. TFC and L, again, very easy to see. You would have lost a little bit with your stop loss, again, but this is taking off hard. COGT, a nice win. Ran up almost 20%. Actually went up to 20, almost 25. But a good move up. COGT, a nice big win. HCA, another nice win. Came right into our buying zone. Ran up 2%. Again, that was going to be a tighter one, I thought. And again, it was. And it came back down, but still a win. JNJ, a quick win. Right at the bottom of our channel, ran up. And again, that's the power of technical analysis. When done correctly with fundamentals, 3.5%. You'd hopefully want to hold this for like 5 to 10 years, but that's a good short-term win. NEE, again, low. Nice buy-in. We've been up 4 or 5%. Good, easy win. PCH, big L. PNC, financial. Ouch. Big L. TRV, L. BHF, winner. Ran up. I'll give this to myself, all right. It was off 5%. It's close. All right, I'm taking that one. That's a good move. HCO, non-consequential. I mean, this price target's fairly high. I was thinking it was going to do one of these bad boys. It didn't, but again, non-consequential either way. JetBlue, L. Dow 30 is getting slaughtered. NNBR, non-consequential, hasn't broken stop loss, hasn't gone above yellow box really, nothing. QSR, once again, non-consequential, but we actually had to move up and hit the price target. That's a win. Let's go. RL, stop loss was hit. SHO, hey, the short. We shorted this bad boy 6%, that's a win. Hell yeah, SHO, keep dying. So Sunstone Hotels came right where we want it. I'd buy it here. I mean, I'd maybe switch the script and go back up. SHO, possible good buy right here. UMPQ hit our price target. That was really good. And then this week. So, you know, it was fairly split, winners and losers. What you'll notice, though, is that the winners were 10, 15%, at least 6%, and your losses were like 2%. That's the goal. More winners than losers. This week, that was thin margin. But then your winners are bigger than your losers. We had that. And then we had big winners, no big losers. That's the goal. And again, there's not going to be every week created equal. There's going to be some weeks when you have 95, 90, 85% winners, right? But then there's other weeks like this one, a huge sell-off, and we had 55% winners, and then you throw a non-consequential, closer to 60 probably, and then 40% losers. It is what it is. You can't beat the market all the time, and you can't always just be, you know, printing cash crazy like that. Let's check out this week. I'm sure it can be more red than green. But let's just take a look and see what's still viable, if there's anything. So AMP, again, was a fantastic setup. You would have held, hopefully, again, you would have, let's just say, this is hypothetical. Again, this is from our Discord, folks, but you can now use them. You were to come in here, you'd be like, all right, I'll buy at the bottom of the channel. Your worst case, you would have lost 2.16%. 216 is Cleveland's area code. Cleveland, oh! But you would have only lost 2.16%. All right? That would have been your worst case. No big deal. That's still an L, though. AN. Again, you would have been up, hopefully, 3.5%. You would have seen the red coming, hitting this resistance, would have at least taken some profit, and you would have at least, again, maybe if you would have bought back in, lost only 1.24%. Not bad, but still an L. Cat, this one's sad. Cat was such a great play for months. I mean, I don't think this trend line can do it justice, but like, realistically, for what? For almost a straight year it's been doing this, and now it's coming down. Yeah, it's about time. This is like Ally, I'm curious. Oh, brutal. ALY is also coming down. This is the same exact kind of setup. It's just gorgeous. Cat, big L. But hopefully, again, you would have bought in. And then look at that. The PDT rule is broken. You can hopefully sell out after the PDT rule. Again, maybe 1 or 2% loss. No big deal. CMA, again, you would have hopefully bought in. You may would have cut, but then doing up 3 or 4%. And L nonetheless. Coop. Got the missing roof. It's a really nice looking play here. That was a dub. Really quick, 4.5%. A green one. Let's go. FHN. Again, this is a nice financial one. And the Fed said, eat my balls. And it died. Yep. Funko. I've redone the charting for a different watch list that I'm doing. It was this. You can tell that's an L. It would have been terrible, but L. LYB. L. RDN. L. I just have to win. Oh, let's go. You can see a nice run up. I didn't even see that. Ooh, a nice 7%, looking really good. It's actually playable again. Looks like getting close. The trend line's done. All right, looks pretty baked up. But you have a good support play coming in. RDN, check it out. TMHC, you know, again, you've been hopefully been up 1 or 2%. See it coming down, hit here, sold out, lost 1% or 2. No big deal. AMPE is the big winner of the week. I saw this happening, but this is freaking beautiful. And then most folks didn't catch this, but it was like a 4% move overnight. 41.69, but it was a big move. And again, even then, you would have, if you would have bought in the same day, you'd be up about 5% now. But again, AMPA, the big winner of the week, love it. ASC, not consequential. I mean, it broke the stop loss short today, but this is a great support play nonetheless. So if you haven't bought in, I mean, textbook support play here. Maybe it does a big move up. ASC, check it out. Maybe it's good to play for this week. BZH, inconsequential. You would have, I mean, I called it, what, 4 days ago? Yeah, so you would have probably called it right about here. Been up 4%, taking your profit, hopefully, if you saw it's coming, but if not, right where you want it. BZH, still very playable. Cake is also coming down. Cake may not look like that great of a setup here. You know, for the year chart, you're coming right where you want it to be. But if you check the 180 day with the EMA lines on, look at the 50. That's what it was doing. That's what I was buying Cake off of, was the 50, and that's definitely gone now. That's how it goes. You have to rotate. Cake gone. L. HT. You would have been up 2.5. Would have had a cut. So again, you hopefully would have broken even at worst. Not terrible, but again, for a support play, you know, you're right where you wanted to be. All right, this is not a terrible place to be in. HT, very playable. MGA, big crash off. NG, because of gold. I've not seen it. Again, it would have been up 3%. And you hopefully would have taken some profit. I haven't seen a sell-off like this in a long time. That's intense. Do you want to buy here? Maybe, but I mean, that's horrible price structure. It happens. NG, big sell-off. OSW, big winner of the week too. Ran up like 10% real quick. Good move. TCOM, still very playable. You have been up hopefully 3%. Holding, looking pretty good. TCOM, it's playable. GTS, big sell-off. It happens. JP Morgan, obviously, financial. L, it came down. Once again, hopefully, though, you would have bought in the bottom of the loading channel. You would have been up, hopefully, 1.78%. Seen the bad news coming. Sold off for nothing. Break even. LEA, Lear Corporation, huge sell-off. It happened all week. MOD, you would have gotten close to our price target. It came down. I'm going to say non-consequential. You're still where you wanted to be. I mean, worst case, your support's right there. You're looking pretty good. The POC, MOD, very playable. NX, big sell-off. Big L. SSB, hit price target and then came down. That was luck. Uranium ETF. I have hopes for URA and uranium long term. No one else really talks about it. I think it's a good index. It's like 8 stocks that I think are pretty good. It may be overbought. I mean, it may be coming down to like, 17 and coming back up. It's where you want it. But I mean, like NXC is where you want it. That's one. CCJ is where you want it. So I mean, there's a few uranium stocks I'm pretty high on. URA is attached to those. It just depends, but keep your eye out for those. WTFC hit price target then died. AAL is still very playable. American Airlines, very non-consequential week. It's right where you want it. Looks pretty good. CX, we played it here. I made a good move here, and then it crashed. It does do this with the channel. I mean, I could take this line and come down. And you can see it's starting to break. So again, I'm a bit nervous about that. I'd hate to see this thing break. I love the setup. But if this does come down any further, CX is done for. It's cooked. FLR, again, for a support play, you're coming right where you want it. I mean, I called it early. God forbid. But FLR is right where you want it. I mean, $16 to $16.50. Anywhere in here, if you buy in, worst case, you cut it to 3 or 4%, but this is where you want it. FLR, very playable. IRWD, Prince once again. Nice 5% move. Nothing too crazy, but not bad. MCFT, redid the, I use this for a lesson for my class that's coming out. Again, it's right where you want it. MCFT, easy support play. Love to see it. TTMI broke. That's sad. This is the great trend up. And again, look at the year. I mean, I hit the wrong button like an idiot. But the long term was glorious. It's coming down. These things happen. All right, there's always sell-offs. It happens. VIRT, a quick dub for us. We would have bought in here. Ran up almost, 6.5% right here. Good, easy play, really quick. Like it. WH, non-consequential. It's holding okay. Maybe the proper trend line is more like this, and I was being a bit aggressive. A bit too aggressive for this market setup. Maybe that's the setup, and WH is actually coming into right where you want it perfectly. If so, that's fantastic. Zim, quick win. I mean, ran up 8%, came back down. Zim to the moon. That thumbnail, talented. This is you can rebuy it now. ZIM, think it's pretty good. ARW, big sell-off, big L. CAAP, very inconsequential. It can still be played. DD, big sell-off, but again, the POCs here, you can easily play off of this area right there. It comes down maybe another $1 or so right in this area. That's perfect to buy in for a support play. DD, still alive. EMN, painful. This is a great setup. Great channel up. It broke. It happens. Look for the POC for an entry if you like it. HVT, big sell-off. Now again, you had a huge move up, but that doesn't count. You would have been sold out by then. Nice trend up. It broke. It happens. MTW, you would have a small gain and then big sell-off. ON, again, big sell-off. It happens. TFSL, sell-off. WBA, sell-off. XXI is exactly where you want it. Non-consequential. Goro, these will all be mainly non-consequential. Right where you want it. LAZ, right where you want it. MTG, right where you want it. OEC, a winner. Rarity. PAAS, right where you want it. RHI, a little bit lower, right where you want it. RPay, it's okay. And then T-Rex to the fucking moon, boy. T-Rex, did pretty good. So why I do this again, one, this keeps me honest. If any of your guru folks, I'm not one of them, not a stock guru, I hate that term. I'm just a guy with an education degree who likes stocks and likes to teach about this kind of stuff. If you don't know what they're doing or what they're showing or going back and checking it, how do you even know if they're valid or not? Especially if they don't do it. So I think this week, I wrote it down, last week it was a 60% win or non-consequential rate and 40% losses, which again, during the sell-off, makes some sense. It's not bad. This week it was 47 win or non-consequential to 43% losses, which is not bad. I think if you were to give more lenience towards the winners, it'd be closer to like 50-55. But also in the same term, if you're more risk adverse, you definitely say there's probably 60 to 65% losses this week. And again, is that horrible? I mean, I think if you were to check FinViz, which we can actually do really quick if you wanted to, if you check FinViz, we'll get some research stuff for my things, but if you check FinViz, you can see today 75% were losers. So I mean, I'm not I'm not overly biased against myself. You can also check again the S&P. Let's go back 5 days, right? Let's work with me. 4, 5. I mean, in the last 5 days, which should be right about here, you know, you're down overall 2% as a market. So you may be like, you know, he more losses than winners. Sure, but I think a lot of folks would have if you didn't do puts or shorts. So it is what it is. It was a rough week for everybody. It is, you know, it's okay. What you're going to find out, though, is that hopefully in a week or two, if the Fed doesn't absolutely destroy this, or if we don't get destroyed by inflation, possibly we're going to have some really nice deals coming up, and we're going to see about that. With that being said, have a good rest of your Friday. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for a sector video. I appreciate your guys' support. Thanks.